I'm looking a hot mess. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am back at it with another back at it, and this is the look I did for y'all today, and it is a very quick, easy, summery glam look. So if you would love to know how to get this look, then please keep on watching. Thanks, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am back at it with the back at it again. And today you're just going to be getting ready with me. And let's just jump into it, shall we? First things first, stay hydrated, like always. Another thing, I am sorry, I am looking tore up from the floor up right now. Like, I am breaking out so bad. But nothing a little foundation can't fix. Okay, so let's just hop right into it. First things first, I am going to be priming with my e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. Now, I love this stuff. If you have huge pores, like I do, this just makes it like you don't have any pores. I feel like this is like a big tube, and you're gonna get like your money's worth. This is gonna last you a million years. Okay, so now just for a extra bit of glow, I am going to be taking the NYX Away We Glow highlighter in a Moon Glow, and I'm just going to be placing this where I would placing any highlighter. So just on top of the cheekbones, a little bit on the side. Now, I like using this under my foundation because I feel like it gives my foundation some extra glow power. And I just put a little bit on my nose. And then I just go in with my finger and just tap this out. This really doesn't need to be blended out so perfectly because you're just going to cover it anyways with foundation and concealer. So this doesn't really need to be blended out to perfection. Okay, so now I am going to head into foundation. Now the two foundations I am going to be using is MAC's Studio Fix Fluid foundation, and I'm going to mix it with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24-hour foundation. These two are a godsend. Like, these are just by far like two of my favorite foundations ever. So I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the MAC and then just mixing a bit of the L'Oreal one in it too. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and mix all that together. I love the smell of both of them. And then now I'm just going to be Now I'm just gonna pick up this Morphe S94 brush, and I'm going to be using that just to stipple this on, and then I am going to go in with a beauty blender and blend it out. Or a Real Technique sponge, I should say. You always want to bring it down the neck. But I initially just like to go down with a brush first, just to place everything where I want it and to get the extra coverage that I pseudo that I desperately need. Now I'm just gonna go over it with my sponge. Okay, so if I was talking about something, I totally forgot. I had to talk to my grandma really quick, but I'm back now. So now I am going to hop into concealer. Now, the two concealers I am using today, I am going to be taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and mixing it with my current favorite concealer at the moment, which is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Now, I don't like this concealer as a, like, on its own concealer. I like this concealer mixed over with a different concealer, because personally it just doesn't do it for me. I love this concealer as a eyelid primer because that's what I use it for, and I love it for that, but for like concealing under the eyes and everything, it doesn't work out for me. So I'm just gonna be taking this one and just applying it under my eye. This is a more of a creamy concealer. It's a dewy concealer. It is a dewier concealer, so it's not gonna dry down hella fast and then leave y'all like blending out for days, cause ain't nobody like that. Same sponge I use and just going out and blending that out really quick. So now I am going to be going into the e.l.f. concealer. Now I like to do one eye at a time because this concealer dries down very fast. It is very matte. So I personally just recommend you go in and do each eye, so that way if you go do this eye is going to be like dry and set, and it's just not going to be a cute look for anyone. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit. And blend that out. And just see how like brightening that is. Oh my god, I love it. You guys, this concealer is amazing. It is what, like $4 or $5? It is just a amazing in my opinion. It's amazing. It's so good. Like, when I tell you guys, I have not picked up my Tarte Shape Tape since I have gotten this concealer, and that is the true tea. I really have not. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my Tarte concealer. The Shape Tape is my shit, but just for some reason, this concealer does it for me. And it's not gonna break the bank. That's what I love about e.l.f. I feel like e.l.f. has really stepped up their game. Okay, so now I am just gonna go and set my under eyes before. I like to go in with a dry sponge and pick up some of that powder. Oh, the powder I'm using is Coty Airspun. And now I just take my sponge and then go under my eye and look up to make sure there's no creases. And then now I am just going to set my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and highlight my forehead and my chin. And just blending that sunset on my forehead. Now just going in with the wet blender or sponge. I'm just going to take some of that powder and set the highlighted area. And then now for just the rest of the face, I just like to go in with a powder foundation. Now I'm using a mix of the MAC Studio Fix. This is a holy grail. If you don't have this, you need this in your life. This is like one of my favorite powders by far. And I'm just mixing it with the Smashbox one because this one is a bit too light and this one is a bit too dark, so I just take a concoction and mix those two together. I'm just gonna go back in and reapply the bake. Okay, so I'm back. I did my eyebrows off camera. They looking a little chunty. They are going through a phase right now, so we're not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna move on, okay? Now I'm just gonna prime my eyelids and get them ready for eyeshadow. Okay, so now I am just gonna be going into eyeshadow, and I'm first gonna be taking this Makeup Geek Bronze Solstice little quad, and I am going to be going into this color just as a transition color. And now literally just on that same brush I was using, I'm gonna go back into the Makeup Geek palette and take that light brown shade. And just be placing that in my crease. Okay, so next I am going to be going into this MAC palette that I built myself a long time ago. And I am just going to be taking a smaller little fluffy brush and going into this brown right here. And then now going back to that brush we used for the first two colors and just blending this out. Okay, so now I am gonna go into this MAC palette. This is the warm neutral palette. And I am going to be taking this brown right here. It has a little bit of shimmer, so I'm just going to be take that and put that on the outer part of my crease. She's getting a little patchy on me. And then just going in and blending that out. I just dipped a little bit into that Makeup Geek Bronze Solstice palette, and I dipped into that light brown we used, and I'm using that to blend this out further. Okay, so now I am going to be taking this Milani Hypnotics Lights liquid eyeshadow in Luster Light. It is just a brownie, it's a goldy brownie shade. It is very gorgeous. And I am going to be putting this on the inner and like half of my eye. Now I like to let that like sit a little bit, and then I go in with like a second layer just to make it like BAM! Right in your face. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to be taking this shimmery white and placing that on my brow bone. And now just going in with a fluffy brush and just marrying the highlight to the browns. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in and curl my lashes and apply mascara and get them ready for falsies. Now go in and apply a little bit of mascara before your eyelashes. Now for lashes, I am going to be taking the Kiss lashes in the style Brazier, I believe is what it is. And I am going to be taking it and putting some lash glue on it. A little trick I learned is do a thin layer of glue your first initial run, and letting it get tacky a bit, and then go in with another layer, and that way your eyelashes will not come off by any means whatsoever. Now I just like to shake it a bit and then pop it on your eyelid. Now you want to glue your eyelashes as close to your lash line as possible. Cause I've been there where I've glued my eyelid, like my eyelash like on my actual eyelid, and that's not a cute look. So just a little tip, look down in your mirror. You want to flip it upward a bit, so when you stick them on, they're up. You want to place it as close as you can to your actual lash line. Just like that. Now your eyelashes are on, and now you're a changed woman. Now I like to just push them up a little bit, like your push-up bra. You just want to like get up in there and just push them up a little bit. Okay, so now we are finally gonna get rid of this bake. Okay, so now I am going to go in and bronze the skin. Now for the bronzer, I am going to be taking e.l.f.'s Golden Bronzer. Looks like this. It is a shimmery bronzer, so if you don't like shimmery bronzers, then I wouldn't recommend you use this. But personally, it's summer, so I really don't care if it's a shimmery bronzer. I feel like it just gives the skin a like healthy glow. That's not gonna work. Okay, now we're gonna move into contour. Now for the contour, I'm gonna be taking the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and it just looks like this. It's a cult favorite by everyone. Anyone and everyone loves this bronzer. Now for me, I tend to focus, I go higher up with my bronzer because I just like the way it makes my face look. So you start at the edge and just drag it down, like towards your mouth. But you don't want to drag it all the way towards your mouth because that's just going to give you the wrong kind of look. I tend to go up, you get it in that hairline, do circular motions. I don't really like to contour my jawline because I don't really like how my jawline is, so I just tend to just stick it right here near my chin. Now whatever's left on the brush, I just go on the sides of my nose because I feel like if you have your whole face bronzed and contoured and you don't do anything to your nose, it is just like this plain beak that is just sticking out and it's like washed out compared to everything else on your face. So I just go on it with a little bit of whatever's left on the brush just to give it some dimension. And now we're gonna go back into that powder brush we used for our powder foundations earlier. And we are just gonna blend this upward. Now I am going to be going into blush. I'm just going to be taking Milani's Luminoso. This is another cult favorite too. This is just a very peachy blush with shimmer in it, which is also going to add to that youthful appearance that we have, that we're trying to achieve. I like to focus it up here first. And then a little bit on my nose. And then like the sides of my forehead, just a bit. Just like that. Now back to that powder brush and just tapping it out just to blend it a bit. Now it's time for a highlighter. It's like one of my favorite parts. So for highlighter, since we have this like bronzy, goldy eye going on, now I'm just gonna take Laura Geller's Gilded Honey and then just on a Morphe fan brush and be placing that on my cheekbones. And then on the sides of my forehead. But I also bring the highlighter on the tip of my nose and then right here where you would put your glasses. I just feel like that makes your nose look so cute. Perfect. Okay, so now I am going to be doing my lips. Now, I overdraw my lips. Now for my lips, the liner I'm going to be taking is Bobbi Brown in brown. And just overdraw your lips. Or line your lips. Do your lips however you want to do your lips. Sorry, I keep like looking and I keep like, I'll do my lips like this, so I'm sorry if I block the view, but just line your lips however you want to line your lips. Just like that. And then now I'm going to be taking this Revlon Ultra HD matte lip color. I don't know what shade it's in, but it's just a nudie nude. And apply that all over the lips. Now I just go over it with my finger and pat that in. Now personally, I love the way when I do this tapping on your lips, I love the way it makes your liquid lip look. Just like that. Now, I am going to set my face, and I am going to be taking the Milani Make It Last and spritzing that all over my face. And let that dry. Try not to move your face so much because you don't want to set those creases. You don't want to have nothing to do with that boo-boo. So you're just going to let that dry down a bit. And then I'm just going to go over with my sponge to really push it into the skin to make sure everything is really fully set down. And this is the final look. So thank you so much for watching, and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will be back for more videos. So thank you so much for everyone who watched, and have a nice morning, afternoon, night, whenever you watch this. And I hope you try this look out sometime.